and welcome to 10 out of 10 Would Watch Again with Lauren and special guest. We've got my good pal and banger tattoo artist, Duncan.
Hello.
So I've been coming to you for tattoos for years and we've just proper became pals just through movies, do you know what I mean? Like every time I'm down, I'm like, what have we seen now? So
Yeah, through podcasts, like
Yep.
everything along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out rewatchables.
Yes. Bill Simmons phoned me. So this week we're doing your banger pick. We're doing Con Air.
Oh, the best of the best.
Yes. I'll take over Ross's spiel because the big man's busy editing. So it was released in June 1997, directed by Simon West, starring the poor boy Nic Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich, the nation's hero Steve Buscemi, and shout out to Colm Meaney, who has been busy and booked since the fucking dawn of time.
Guy's an actual psycho. Like,
Right?
I never stopped working day one.
Right. There was a budget of 75 million and a box office of 224 million, and I feel like most of that's just been us on DVDs.
75 million.
Yeah,
What
man.
a return. What a return.
So just general overview of the movie. Nic Cage gets on the wrong plane to go see his kid. Chaos ensues.
Perfect. Like, elevator pitch, like just the one line. Like, that's all you need. Yeah.
100%.
Nick Cage in a mullet, and that's it. Like,
That's all I need. Yeah. Hit me with like whatever terrible wig Nic Cage is wearing this time. I'm like, I'm in.
I like to think it's not a wig. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just every time it's just like he breathes in really hard and the hair grows.
Harry Potter in the cupboard, his hair just grows purple. Yeah.
Yes. So why do you love this film?
It's just the embodiment of like daft action fun with maybe the best ensemble cast like ever of
Yes.
kind of just villains like that guys like
Yes.
just every single one of them. It's just I don't know, like it didn't even hit me, like it wasn't like a childhood thing or anything along those lines, but I think it was when I started realizing, like when I started picking different actors to kind of follow, and
Yeah.
that Nick Cage trilogy of like The Rock, Face Off, and
Yes.
Con Air.
All bangers.
And when it hit Con Air, it was just
Yeah.
this
Take
is
the wheel. Like
this is it. Yeah. What about you?
No, I'm the same as you. Like, I'm normally not a lover of Nic Cage, and I'm really sorry about that.
Wild.
No,
What a take.
I know.
Straight in.
Sorry, guys. Like, I'm no. There's just something about Nic Cage. I just cannot. Like, something about him gives me the fear. But like, The Rock was a childhood classic for me, right? Like, me and my nanny used to watch The Rock all the time, right? So I was like, I only knew him from that, and then I remember my dad showed me Con Air, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Amazing. Like, do you know what I mean? So like,
Nick Cage can do everything.
yeah, 100%. And then it was like after that, I think I watched like Raising Arizona, the one with the wee baby, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy on?
So dark.
Yeah,
And then it
yeah.
gets leaving Las Vegas, and you're like, oh no,
Yes.
oh no.
100%. I've still, Vampire's Kiss has been like on my list for fucking
Never
years.
watched it. Yeah.
No, I want to just purely for meme value, but
Yeah.
I'm also like, ugh.
Yeah, and he's having that comeback with like a dream scenario and stuff along those lines. It was
Yeah.
excellent.
Oh, was it? Right,
It was,
okay,
it
stunning.
was so good, so good.
I fancy it. I absolutely fancy it. I like, yeah, do you know, I always give Nic Cage a chance though. Like, we watched that Willy's Wonderland, like basically like the Five Nights at Freddy for like older people.
Yeah.
And it's like, he doesn't say anything, he just fucking cranks energy juice and just batters like animatronics.
I just plays pinball for the
Yes.
entire time. I recommended that to shout out the co-workers, Jim and Carolina,
Yes.
for something light to watch in the evening.
Yes.
And Carolina came in the next day being like, that's an hour and a half I'm never going to get back. Like, yeah, that was it.
Of
So,
sheer joy, Carolina, of sheer joy. Like, do I just dive into your thoughts and opinions?
yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So I just want to give a shout out to, although, right, I was like, shout out Leanne Rimes for making an absolute banger, like what an absolute tune at the start of the film. And then Ross was like, that's not even Leanne Rimes, it's like some other random person. And I was like trying to find the song he put on like Instagram for it, and it was only Leanne Rimes, and Ross was like, I cannot believe you've not gave that woman the justice she deserves. And I was like, let's fucking Leanne Rimes shut up. Like,
No, the soundtrack's absolute banging. There's definitely points during like the hijacks in the middle and stuff that they like the guitar is kind of squealing and it's somewhere
Yeah.
between Top Gun and like Mario Kart soundtrack as well. It's like
Yes.
it's unhinged, but like
100%.
suits it perfect. Yeah.
There's so many like cool walk-on songs, you know, like see even like when they're kidding on, they're the guards and they're bringing
Yeah.
out all the quote-unquote prisoners, and it's just like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and you're like,
Yeah.
yes, here we go.
Everything sums at the entry to Bowser's Castle, like, and it's 10 out of 10.
Yes, I didn't know I needed it, but I've got it and I love it, like 100%. Not gonna lie though, like, see, obviously, like, he gets into the reason he goes to jail is because he fights the fannies at the bar. They deserved a scheme booting. I'm not saying they deserve death, but
Aye.
a scheme booting was deserved, you
And
know?
I know I'm stepping on later categories,
No,
but
crack on.
why did they wait so long outside the bar in like a tropical storm
Yeah.
to just scrap this soldier. Like,
For, like,
you
no
could have picked
reason.
anyone. Like, they just hated him because he was a soldier. Like, yeah.
They don't make bar fannies like that anymore.
No,
like,
not whatsoever.
it's like solid 90s of like, I don't like your hit, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then it's like, now it's like, oh, I don't know, never mind. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I mean, obviously, R.I.P. He picked the fight with the wrong dudes. You
Poor
know,
man out,
that,
do you know what I
that
mean?
bartender when he's like, "Oh my god, he's dead." Like, it's just like, well, that's it done now.
And then he
That's
like
it done now.
dramatically looks into the sky as the rain hits his
Yeah,
face, and
aye.
we're like, we're off,
Yeah,
guys,
it's like
we're off.
partially directed by John Woo.
Yes. See, as well, I am a sucker for any movie that has like the plot through the credits. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, dear daddy, dear Casey, I'm
Yeah.
doing this in jail. I hope you go back to school. And it's like,
the film has like two when I was going on the favorite scene, I was just like, right, that prison scene at the start,
Yeah.
the montage when like everything's going on, the riots are going on, and he's just in the
Just in
the
his
cell being
bed.
like, I'm glad you did well at school, Casey, like that kind of thing. But then
yeah, there's like things on fire inside. And he's like, there will always be boys like
yeah,
Tommy.
I'm into my literature. Like, yeah, and it's like, you know, obviously he's a bigger man than most. Like,
Yes.
but then obviously had to scrub that montage for the later montage of introducing the villains. Like, we'll obviously.
I did the
we'll
exact
get on
same
that,
as
but I was
you.
just like, if we're having a montage off, like, yeah, then that one's got to go.
100%. I think you and me are going to pick the exact same
Aye.
things. As soon as you said that, I was like, yes, Duncan. Like, I also, Ross said it as a joke, and now I kind of want to see it. I want to see like Con Air 2.5, where it's like the whole movie from the bunny's point of view. Like, I've just like been in a box and just hearing things.
It's like
like,
Ryan Reynolds and Buried, like yeah,
Yes.
for the majority of the movie, but all you can hear is Nic Cage outside, like muffled, like "Why don't you put the bunny back on the wall?" Like,
100%. And then it's like the most fucked up bunny by the end of the movie.
yeah, I think geese it to the kids. Like,
And she's like, no,
I
I wouldn't
brought you
fucking
this
take that
present.
either.
It's just like, why is Dad giving me roadkill? Like, yeah.
The mum's like, just take the bunny. Like, no, the fucking thing's a riot.
Yeah.
Covered in
Sorry,
blood.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah. Sorry, it's covered in blood and dirt. It's been on a tough time. Like, yeah. But he's
That bunny's got stories, man.
PTSD. Like,
They genuinely, and I know we'll probably touch on it in a bit, or right now actually, why have I just said that? They genuinely just phoned every secondary guy from every 90s action movie and was like, are you free for a couple of weeks?
well, that's just that. Like, the ensemble. Like, so I already said it in my notes. I had to write down the names of everyone and the names of the convicts because they're all the Beano characters, all pure cartoon
Absolutely.
characters.
Yeah. The
Like,
names are sensational, man.
But everyone, like Danny Trejo, Steve Buscemi, Ving Rhames, Dave Chappelle, like that's nuts. You know,
Yeah.
like that's insane.
I feel like I only got that it was Dave Chappelle this time I watched it. Like,
Yeah, aye.
like the amount of times I've seen Con Air and we watched it the other night and I was like, oh my god, that's Dave Chappelle. And Ross was like, who the fuck did you think it was for all these years? I don't know. Like,
We had guests at the shop and he was just like, yeah, Dave Chappelle's in that movie, isn't he? We were like, yeah, he's Pinball. And he was like, oh my God, the guy gets trapped in the wheels. It's just like, yeah.
that is your man.
Yeah.
Like,
He commits one of the most brutal crimes on screen in that movie, I think so. Like the seed setting on fire of like the neighbor,
if you
like,
make through
sorry,
it, I
chief,
hope
like,
you don't hold a grudge. Like,
my
you
God.
arsehole.
Like, yeah, I watched it this time. I was like, I can't remember if he does or not. So obviously you see him later on, pure covered in bandages,
I
and
feel
it's
like,
like he's having a terrible time.
Oh yeah, but like I love when he's like running up the wheels and the big chief's like, absolutely not, bye. Like,
like Tobey Maguire on the bus. Like, nope,
Yes.
sorry, you're getting pied.
and like, what I love, like, he's obviously just a pure dickhead, right? Obviously, does that to your man, like armed robbery and all that. And then like Cyrus calls him a crackhead, and he's like, "Did you mean that? Oh my god!" And he's like, I'm boiling away from tears,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Chief,
That's
like,
his line. That's
yeah,
his line.
yeah,
Aye, call me an absolute felon, but crack.
yeah,
Like,
please no."
I was just gonna say, like I think it has one of the most organic ways of saying the name of the movie. Like when Cyrus steps off that plane and he's like pure jovial, like, thank
Yeah.
you for choosing Con Air. And it's like,
Roll credits,
That's
my
it.
man. Yeah,
That's it. That's how you do it.
100%.
that's how you do it, you know? Like,
that 30 seconds, the trailer.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
yeah,
Like-
there's that, and then there's its Morbin time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, aye, there's
on
the
the
two,
scale.
Yeah, there's the two extremes. Yeah, the Citizen Kane to Waterworld of saying the names of the movie.
You leave Waterworld out of this. Like, do you know, so when we were watching it, I always think, like, normally in prison movies, everyone is like, oh, they like jacked some cars, or oh, they're a robber, and oh, this guy murdered one person. These guys are
They go
animals.
hard.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
hard. Danny Trejo's character is
Johnny 23, Johnny 26?
23, yeah, because I originally...
Should have been Johnny 600 if they knew the truth. Just casually dropped that. I was like, Trejo, what the fuck?
I originally thought he was Johnny 53, and I
Yeah.
was like, right, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like
23 is bad enough.
23 is wild. See, as a tattooer as well,
Yeah.
when he kept coming in for those rosies, I'd be like, man,
This is what it's for.
What are these for? You know, like if I ever got told that, I think I'd be busy for the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
one.
yeah,
You know? Like,
100%.
yeah, what have I done?
Yeah. Like, oh no. We're thinking about this all the time. See as well, like everyone in it is like, obviously he's like Johnny 23, but then everything else is like, they're not just like murderers, they're like cannibal pedophiles, like militant, like black guys who murder everyone white, and like this Cyrus the virus.
Everything is hard, yeah.
Yeah.
And Cyrus is the worst of them all. I don't like. I can't quite remember what Cyrus's like rap sheet is.
Yeah.
Everyone else is maybe like mindless villains, but like obviously, Cyrus is the one with the brain.
Yeah,
the one with the brain.
His rap sheet's like, it's like there really is a bit of everything in his rap sheet. He's like hacking shit, murdering people, gas bombs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that kind of vibe. And it's like really a bit of everything. It's like, oh, what a well-rounded criminal, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and what I'm always shocked about is like when it's obviously Big Cyrus and they go into his jail cell and they like dig out the thing and it's that he's like been drawn the plane, and it's like, this guy's the smartest guy ever according to you.
Yeah.
Like, why did you not think this is going to be a possibility?
It's like the anti-Shawshank Redemption, where like obviously Andy dug the hole to freedom, Cyrus dug a hole to plant a bomb.
Yes.
Like it's so dark, so dark.
Isn't it?
Like, obviously we're here because we both absolutely love the movie. But
Yes.
I have to say, on the thoughts and opinions, the movie is amazing.
Yep.
But for me, the ending a little bit flawed in terms of, I would have preferred it if it ended in the air,
Yeah.
on Con Air,
Yeah.
you know, or even just like coming down. The whole Vegas Strip thing is unhinged,
Yeah.
you know, entertaining, but I'm like, right,
Yeah.
this movie should have ended 15 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Like,
this movie was already unbelievable as is, and now
Yeah.
you've just hit another
Yeah.
level.
now we've destroyed a very quiet Vegas. Like,
I have so much shit about that and useless information about
Good.
like the Vegas thing, because like some of the things I was reading, I was like, that's fucking wild, my man. Absolutely
yeah,
not.
aye.
So like you'll enjoy them. Like, I also love as well when there's a movie with like 40 fucking plots going on at the same time. So like John Cusack's just trying to sort the plane, he's just trying to get it back. Malkovich wants to be in some kind of non-extradited country, just living his good criminal life. Nic Cage just wants to go back to his
He
Wayne.
just wants to see his baby.
Yeah. I can never remember the actor's name, but Bubba Gump from Forrest Gump.
Is that Michael K. Williamson?
Go for it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like gonna die in 2 hours if he doesn't get his insulin and all that, and then it's just like,
the insulin thing is, I have that for things that don't make sense. I know it does,
Yeah.
but that is thin.
No,
that is a
100%.
thin plot. When that whole riot's going on, people are getting set on fire, people are getting shot, and all you hear is him, "Get off my insulin!" And you're like,
Yes.
man, like priorities,
100%.
priority for him. Like,
No, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shout out my diabetics. It's like as well. See when like, now obviously shout out what a good guy, but like he's sitting there at death's door for like most of the movie, like sweating his pan and can't be hacking it. Nic Cage is like, I'm never gonna leave you. And then big Danny Trejo comes back in to try and sort out the woman.
Yeah, of course.
And then
yeah.
he just like gets up, no bother, like pure crawling his way over. He's like, absolutely not on my watch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that
crawling
you
on
will
all
fight.
fours saying,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna kick your ass." And it's just like, you know what? That's a hero. That's
Yeah.
that's the troop that we
I
need.
love that you're gonna like fight your diabetic reaction to life to save this woman.
Yeah,
Like,
aye. And he still has the moment at the end. I sent the letters. He has the Spartacus moment as well, you know. And it's just that he is choking to die. Like, he's just gagging.
Connor just tipped him over the
Yeah,
edge,
aye.
you know, like.
I would be the same. Because
100%.
do they ever say what he did? Like, Nic Cage makes friends with him,
Yeah,
but they never say what he did.
no.
And I was thinking, like, maybe there's like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine moment in there being like, he's sound, but I ate like 10 people. Like, yeah,
Yes.
he's actually the worst of them all. Like, he's the worst of them all.
Aye.
And they're like, but we ignore it because he's just such a hoot. Like,
Yeah, Steve Buscemi's got nothing on this guy. He's an animal,
Yeah.
but what a lovely fellow.
yeah,
Like-
aye, yeah, class. He'll do what he can. Like,
Yes. I was thinking this as well. This is a bit of a off-topic tangent, but like I've never seen your man Bubba Gump survive a film ever. Like he's in the Purge, the third Purge movie.
really?
He gets like shot at the end. He's like the He's the shop owner that's like devastated that they fucked his purge insurance. So he's like at the roof, like ready to shoot all these wains and all this, and then he gets
It's
shot.
gonna happen, man. You know, this isn't the first purge, man. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, we're on
Yeah.
purge 3.
Aye.
Come on now.
Like if you make it through your life, you know, like that's a win, man. Like don't be
Yes.
bothered about the shop windies. Like yeah, aye.
Yeah, we can replace that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, aye.
Like that's like we went on a right tangent, pure googling shit. I've never seen this man survive a film, but he always has such an impact, you know. Like
Yeah, aye.
he's always like, obviously Bubba Gump is like the most memorable. Even in this, he's like he dies, but he has an impact. Like the Purge. Oh, there's like so many of them. Literally, the Purge is the only one coming to mind right now. I really should have wrote this down. But like, there's so many that he's just like, oh, he was a good guy in that. Didn't survive it, but good guy.
Him and Sean Bean holding it down.
I
for
was
the chips.
literally about to say, like,
Yeah,
do you
aye.
think he's the American Sean Bean?
Yeah, either like classic. He just flicks through the script to find out when he dies, rather than anything else. Like,
Yeah, Sean Bean's like, perfect. I can book my holiday at the end of the month. I'm only here
yeah,
for 4
aye.
days.
3 days of filming.
Yeah,
Wow.
Kyoto, here we go. Yeah. My sister's pal called Sean Bean Steen Bean one time, and I can't not call him
Have
that
you
now.
seen Bean? Like, aye.
Seen Bean, he's there he is.
Emo fringes on everything. Like, yeah, they're
Yes.
talking about taking the ring into Mordor, and he's like, "What's the point?"
Yeah.
Like,
What guy? So this is like spoiler alert for like 6 episodes in the future, right? But we're going to do a Lord of the Rings overview. Are you in?
oh, absolutely.
stunning.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
An overview as well. Oh, amazing.
Like
aye, yeah,
all
aye.
3, we're just going deep diving.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather be a hobbit, elf, the lot? Like, we're doing
Perfect.
the lot.
Aye, there's only one answer there. Bond the hobbits. Like,
Absolutely right. I'm the hobbits. Right, anyway, back to Con Air. I know obviously with a 2024 lens, this movie has not aged great. The patter has not aged great.
yeah.
But I think this is one of the movies that you're like, it was 1997. Like, we just let it slide. Let's just watch all
Yeah.
these big bad guys be mental, you know?
There's a forgivable spectrum, and it's like, yeah, these guys are terrible to be terrible.
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah,
just like
yeah,
I
yeah.
emphasize this like cartoon over the top to show you that
Yeah.
this is the worst plane in existence.
Yes.
Like getting them all on the same plane. What a bad idea.
Yes.
What a bad idea. I don't know how you transport troops in real life. I don't know the reality of it, but I don't think that's it. You know,
I
they
was
keep
gonna
trying
say-
in movies. They keep trying to have like the places just for the bad of the bad. They'll always talk. They'll
Yeah.
always make a plan. Like yes.
No, absolutely not. That's what I was about to be like, oh yeah, phone up Barrel and we'll find out how they do it. It's like, I don't think anybody's ever came
Aye.
out of Barrel. Like,
Also, probably not watched Con Air. Like,
yeah, totally. See, even in this film, Buscemi being what he is, obviously like a weird cannibal pedo guy, I'd still knock out the guy who punched him in the face, man. Like, you leave
Absolutely.
Buscemi alone.
yeah, he's just I don't know. Like, yeah, he's Mr. Pink, isn't he? You know?
And-
Like,
yeah,
aye,
yeah.
Mr. Pink.
He's
Like,
just
my lord.
class in everything he's ever been in. He's like a proper hero. Like, we were talking about it earlier on, and he like stopped filming to go and like help out 9/11 and shit, and like he's just never been bad at anything. So I really want to sit down with the guy who punched him and be like, what the fuck's your deal? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you playing at? But in saying that, Steve Buscemi singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" is fucking nightmare inducing, man.
Terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely
Terrifying.
not.
Why was that wee lassie in the pool? Why is she there? But,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's category way down the line. But like,
No, I'm with you. See, like, so my dad had a habit of fast forwarding things that he didn't think I could handle, right? Like, so I didn't see half The Exorcist until I was about 21, right?
that must have been a ride.
A wake up, right?
Yeah,
Thelma and
like,
Louise.
What's happened?
No, genuinely, Thelma and Louise, I thought was a road trip movie for fucking years until we watched it, and I was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" Like horrified, right? And that bit in the pool with Steve Buscemi was a bit that my dad fast forwarded, right? So when we were watching it, I was like, "Well, he must have fast forwarded it for a reason. That lassie's clearly been murdered and eaten."
Yeah,
And then she runs out waving, and I was like, "Drew, why are you fast forwarding this?" Like,
but you know that way, no matter how many times I've watched the movie, I'm like, oh no, he's
Yeah.
gonna eat that kid.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
every time, and every time she gets out, I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like for her whole life, she's gonna be like, I met a really nice man when I
Yeah.
was younger, and it's gonna be like, no, you didn't. You met
Yeah.
Big Garland.
she's
Reed."
gonna she's gonna see like the Netflix documentary in years time, being like, "Fucking
I
hell."
should have known.
Yeah, he's got my Barbie, like arsehole. Like, see how you were saying as well about the Vegas landing. I have no words for how, like, obviously I'm with you, right, on that it just hits fucking, goes from like 100 to like 1 million, you know?
Aye.
But like, as ridiculous as it is, I'm like, of course you're gonna blow up Vegas. How else was this movie gonna end?
True.
You know?
Aye, yeah, as if the plane wasn't a set piece enough. I
Yeah.
guess you need the set piece to end the movie. But
Totally.
aye, unhinged.
Absolutely, but like I also love as well that like they built a fake Vegas like in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they were just like, let's blow it up, and it's like they don't do that anymore, man. Like,
No.
I will always have a soft spot in my heart for like fucking people who built sets, and then we're just like, we're wrecking it, we're absolutely
Aye,
wrecking
who just
it.
went out and did it. Like, aye,
Yeah.
obviously we've already touched on Lord of the Rings, but like, building the sets.
Yeah,
That's why it still looks better than most things.
Totally,
Most
totally.
things. 20 years. Like, aye. Yeah.
don't that we were talking about like what age we were when we watched Lord of the Rings. Like for the first time, we were like, we are old people. Like,
Yeah, my mom got punished to go to the cinema hundreds of times for that. Like, she's definitely seen a film that she didn't want to see at least 5 times in the
and
cinema.
it's like 3
No break.
hours long. Do you know what I mean?
No
She's like, oh,
break.
for fuck's sake. Like, I'm absolutely with you. See as well, just hitting off like straight off the Vegas into the ending. They just don't do cheesy end credits like that anymore.
No, that was perfect. What's the song that how do I live without you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh,
I want to know.
yeah. So good.
As like
so good.
Johnny 23 is like smiling into the camera. I know this, like they're all pure heinous people, and they're just like, oh, what we like.
Yeah, Nic Cage's tank top still looking fine somehow. Like,
Yes. Like relatively unmarked,
aye,
you know.
yeah,
Like,
aye, it's just sound, not a single broken bone.
No.
Like, yeah, that's insane. Like,
yeah, that's in my A's of like how many times should he have like really fucked himself? Like where
Aye.
are the broken legs?
Scraps,
Where's the ribs?
gunfights, plane crash,
Yes.
and like climbing a fire engine. Like, yeah, aye,
Yeah.
just, aye, fair enough, man.
And,
Like,
like, crack the fuck
yeah,
on.
why did the army ever let him go? Like,
This man's a machine.
yeah.
Like, this is like the Terminator sequel we didn't know we needed.
Yeah,
Mate.
aye.
I found the theory. Like,
yeah, and here we go. Nick Cage is back.
have you got anything else to chuck in?
Not for thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I think just everything favourite scene.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, started. Okay, so what is your? I feel like we have the same favorite scene.
Yeah, so I actually have 4 written here. Okay,
Okay,
so like,
amazing,
so
amazing.
that is the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like the honourable mention, like the plane graveyard with like the funnel that they put the cops into.
Yes.
No cop, surely in their right mind would be like, oh, let's go down this corridor
Yeah,
of kind of
this
like
seems great.
smashed up planes. Like honourable mention.
Nothing terrible's gonna happen here.
the pinball fire with the OG hijacking
Yes.
is great because it's just unbridled chaos.
Yes.
But like my favorite scene is actually still the first exchange with the prisoners when they land in the
Okay.
desert, where like they're pretending to be the police officers and stuff, and I still find it so tense. Like,
Yes.
it's such a silly movie. Apart from that scene, I'm like,
Yep.
this is great.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
actually so
They're gonna get
good.
fucking caught.
Yeah.
Like,
And when that cop comes back at the end, when he's been told to stall them, and Cyrus
Hombre.
immediately clicks on it and
Yes.
just pops him right.
Yes.
The shot with the sandstorm in the background and stuff, I'm
Yes.
just kind of like, aye, that's perfect. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Like,
Take my money just
yeah.
for this 5 minutes.
I think that's executed perfectly. I think that's one of those scenes that they definitely had written before, and they tried
Yes.
to amalgamate the movie around, you know, like, because
Yeah.
that was just that's
It's so
ideal.
good. It's
Like-
so good. Mine is the roll call of all the nutter inmates.
It's so good.
But it gets me right in the good bits every time. See when it's like, these guys are the worst of the worst. They're fucking animals, and it's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
And meanwhile, they're rhyming off names like Cyrus the Virus,
Yes.
like, and it's like growing
Billy
men.
Bedlam, like,
aye.
yeah.
I'm sure we had nicknames like that in primary, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Aye, yeah. Nathan Diamond Dog Jones,
Yes.
you know, like
Aye, that's what
Diamond
they call you on a
Dog. Like,
Tuesday.
aye, yeah. He's obviously like pure like mass homicidal maniac, but like
yeah.
Diamond Dog, like a beamer, like.
Couldn't have thought
Aye,
anything better, guys.
and
No.
shout out to Simply Swamp Thing,
Ye-
like MC
yes.
Gady. Swamp Thing, like is that because he's from Florida? Is
Yeah.
that because he looks like the Swamp Thing? Like there's just
I
so
need
many
context.
so
I
many
need
multiples. Like
context.
yeah, aye, he's an animal, like,
Yes.
but still good pilot. Good pilot.
I love as well, right? How like obviously like all the OG ones are like, oh yeah, he stole all this stuff, or he's done this, blah blah blah. And then when it gets to like the crossover and Swamp Thing comes up, not a thing. I need to know. I
Yeah,
need
aye.
to know
He's
why
just-
all these people are on it.
He's just out of flying clinically insane.
Yes.
Like,
Like, see as well, like obviously, like, you've got like Nic Cage and Bubba who have just bounced on for like a lift home, and I'm just like, the other ones, I need to know the backstory. I need to know why they are in the same class as yous, or does it just not matter? Are they getting a flight home? Like, what the fuck?
It's insane. Like, actually insane. Like,
I'm like bouncing into A's now. I'm like, I have so much to say. Like, well, I'll dive into some useless information. If you've got any pelters, hit them out.
nice.
So John Malkovich had a terrible time making this movie because the script was being rewritten basically almost daily, and he didn't know how his character was going to turn out. I feel like you're fine, John. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there was not many directions that they probably could have taken his character that would have been like, oh, that's bad. You know, like, the character's already pretty diabolical.
Yes. and you do it so well, my man. Like, so the Vegas scene at the end was filmed the week of the demolition of the Sands Hotel. So basically the crew rigged up like hundreds of cameras. So when obviously the plane's going down and everything's a riot, that building going down was actually happening in real time.
Oh,
so,
no way.
Yeah. So like they were all the directors were like, we've just caught this like historic moment. Apparently the Sands Hotel is a big landmark. Who knew? Like, I was like reading up all this stuff and it was like, oh yeah, like it had all this stuff in Vegas. And I was like, smashing. Like, great. Like, also, I feel like you're going to lap this one up, right? So no one told the people of Las Vegas that they were filming this scene. So multiple, like, and when I say multiple, like hundreds of phone calls went out to the police being like, planes are flying too low, there's loads of people walking about all bloody and fucked up, like what's happening?
Yeah,
like
I don't know how you put out the public announcement, but that's
like someone should have told someone. Do you know what I mean?
Window. Yeah.
There was like, because apparently there was like hundreds of police phone calls, like all these police were showing up and everyone was like, we're filming a movie, go away.
Don't worry, it's fine, it's just Nic Cage.
Yeah. It's like, all these people pure fucked up the motorway, all these guys are just trying to get to their work, like, alright, no bother. Nicolas Cage, this one cracks me up. Nicolas Cage went to Alabama to spend that's all it says, quote unquote, extensive time to work on his accent.
Oh, and then he came back with his accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Like,
what were you doing?
I thought that was an on-the-spot choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that'd been researched. Yeah.
Oh no, he's like went right deep and then just showed up being like, okay, sorry. Like, please stop everything you're doing. Like,
the one that I found was in 2022, the director Simon West had mentioned that the strongest contender for a sequel to Con Air would have simply just been Con Air in space.
Give me it. Give me it now.
Been amazing.
Give me it right now.
I feel like with the Machete like movies,
Yes.
like obviously they took him up into space. Like,
Let's go.
Maybe they just did Con Air. They were like, we'll still do it with Danny Trejo. Like, we'll just call him Johnny 23 in our minds. Like,
Yeah, perfect. I want like I want the full space jail, but like, do you know what I mean? Just like orbit and just being like the worst that we can't keep down here, they're all up there, and it's just like, I don't even know what kind of animal would be up there.
I'm trying to think of like another feasible crime that Nicolas Cage could commit that means that he needs to go back to prison but is still somehow an innocent man.
Maybe
like twice as
yeah.
two murders.
Yeah.
Two.
What kind of double jeopardy shit's going on? Like, I want it to be that like no, like when Casey's writing him the letters and it's like, oh, he's really mean to me. He's just punched his dad. He's just absolutely murdered his dad.
Casey, I've taken care of it. Yeah, he's actually just murdered all Casey's classmates' fathers. Yeah.
No family survives a jab to the dad. John Cusack says that Con Air is the worst movie he's ever made. Prick. And says that he only made it so that he could have money to fund his indie passion projects.
Oh,
what a lot of shit.
Aye, what a redneck.
Yeah. Take a day off, John Cusack. Take a fucking day off.
How many people saw that indie passion project? Like, how many people saw Con Air?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone.
Apparently he's like, I don't even talk about it. I don't even remember filming it. I just hated it so much.
That's too edgy.
Yeah.
Too edgy.
Fuck off. Like, get a grip.
Where has he been for the last 10, Like, the last
nowhere.
thing I
Who cares?
The Hot Tub Time Machine was he in? Like,
yeah. That dreadful, what was that horror movie he was in? With Samuel Jackson?
The Room, I can't remember
it's like
the number.
1290 or something. Yeah. Oh, that was dreadful. And like the painting of the ship, all the water comes out. And
that's
he's
what
like,
you get, man, when you disc Con Air.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happens. It all comes back.
So obviously you've said earlier on that like Con Air, The Rock, and Face Off are the Holy Trinity of Nic Cage movies.
Yeah, that was like the time for him, you know. He was like the inarguable action star. Like,
yeah. And all three of them, chef's kiss. But also, I don't know if you already know about this. There's an internet theory that Steve Buscemi's character in this is linked to Big Lebowski, and I just want to know more.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'd never heard of this, and Ross told me, and I was like, shut the fuck up. And now I'm not going to be able to watch The Big Lebowski the same way ever
Just
again.
tired from a full life of cannibalism
Yeah.
and being on the run, so he decided to retire as a bowler.
Yeah, and just like takes the shit. He's just like, shut, yeah, no problem,
I
shut
deserve
Johnny.
this.
Yeah.
Treat me how I deserve to be treated.
So, as well, for Cyrus the Virus, Willem Dafoe and Mickey Rourke were up for the part.
Oh, Willem Dafoe would have been
Could you imagine?
class. Like,
Could you actually
very
imagine?
different movie, but would have been class.
Oh, like borderline horror movie. Do you know what I mean?
Just going full Green Goblin for the entire time.
Take my money. And also, Robert Downey Jr., Matthew Broderick, and Charlie Sheen were up for the role of John Cusack. I don't know how any of that would have worked. I feel like Robbie, we're pals, I can call him that.
Big Rob. Big Rob.
Big Rob. He'd have been like too like quippy, and I'm not just saying that because of Iron Man. Like that's just general.
No,
vibe
but he would have
into
been
it.
too in control, right? The good thing about Cusack is that he's panicking for the majority of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like he would have been too suave.
Yeah,
like,
oh, I meant this to happen. Yeah.
Matthew Broderick is the closest that you could probably get to John Cusack, but maybe being a little bit too soft. Because
Yeah.
there's obviously that rumor about. Well, not rumor, but Broderick with Breaking Bad as well. He was potentially going to be Walter White as well,
really?
like when they were originally going to do the series and stuff.
Oh, okay, I
But
didn't know
then
that.
I think maybe a little bit too soft. We would have maybe seen another side.
I don't
like,
want to see Ferris Bueller being
but-
a drug dealer, man.
like,
I couldn't
no,
do it. I couldn't
no,
do it.
no.
Like,
Maybe those movies
Bueller.
are linked as well. Like,
No.
maybe Ferris just never got out of his day off. He's on a permo. Like, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, he took the crack, and that movie's
That's
a
him.
permo.
That's him.
Yeah, everyone says it's about Cameron. No, it's fucking not.
Also, Charlie Sheen, too cool at that time for
Yeah.
like the.
Too tweaked.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, him and Robert Downey Jr. were probably on the same level of like tweaked patter.
Yeah.
Like-
Would believe he would steal the car though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
would
yeah.
believe he would steal the car. Like
Treasures
he
it.
already assumes that it's his. Like, yeah.
Charlie Sheen being like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my last one, which Ross told me, and I was like, excellent. Simon West, the director, also directed Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up music video.
Perfect.
Like,
Perfect.
I was like, how am I being rickrolled in a podcast like that?
I'm sure, was this not Simon West's first movie? I think read that as well. Like,
Yeah.
coming out the gate swinging.
Yeah, 100%.
Swinging. Well in, man.
Like, what do you do? I'm a director. What have you done, Con Air? Say fucking less, my man.
Aye.
Bars free for the
There
rest
it
of the
is.
night. Like,
Yeah,
all these other like arty farty ones, like, oh yeah, I'm working on that. He's like, Con Air.
Yeah, John Cusack deleted me. Like,
Yeah. Have you got any useless information?
No, I think all my useless information kind of falls into different categories.
Okay,
to be honest with
stunning.
you. It's useless information to me, but not,
Yeah,
about, not about the
perfect.
movie. Yeah.
Stunning. Will we dive
Yeah.
into the best category? Will we just jump into A's?
Things that don't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Crack on.
Because I mean, I've written some stuff here that has definitely been proved wrong to me about making sense when I'm like, this makes no sense. And they're like, yes, it does.
Oh,
And I'm
no,
like,
I hate
okay,
that.
okay. But just one shout out. I'd written Nick's accent choice. We've already covered that. You know what?
No.
It does make sense, but it is mental.
Yeah,
Like,
I just want to know what part of Alabama he's supposed to be from. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, aye.
what the fuck is happening here?
the big part. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bit in the sand. Like, honey, brother.
The most egregious one to me is the Metascore, like the Metacritic score of 52. Like that's too low. That's far too low.
Yeah.
I think even each of the actors in the movie are worth 5. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so like
yeah.
you tot them up, it's already at 70.
Absolutely, we're here, but
Oh, I struggle to understand where it lost points.
yeah. Yeah, sit me down and explain your thought process, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to bounce off the back of you saying, like, all the actors. I just want to know, because I wasn't phoned to this meeting, they didn't make me part of it. Who the fuck made John Cusack a movie star? Who done that? I don't. I
We're-
hate them.
We're laying into him solid,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
deserves it. I think
He's
he deserves
getting
it.
tagged. He's always shite. He's always terrible in movies. I know is it High Fidelity or Say Anything? I know he's like the It shows you how far a boombox, holding a boombox above your head, can get you in life.
But he's just too, he's like the too cool for school, you know, like everything's a burden to him,
Yeah,
you know, like
he
everything's
talks.
ugh.
He
to
talks
him.
like he's talking through a Pringles can.
Yeah,
Shut up.
like he's been fed up his whole life. He's just kind of like, yeah, man, I get it, relatable, but we move on. Like we
Yes.
move. Like, do it, John. You're
He's
stuck in the
like-
past.
Yeah,
Like, you're stuck
he's
in the
like
past.
so successful for a guy that just can't be arsed.
Yeah.
Like ever.
One thing I forgot to check, I don't know if anyone else has. Joan Cusack,
Brother
are
and
they-
sister. Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
She did School of Rock, John. You
Yeah.
know, just take a leaf out your sister's book, man. Like,
And she was class.
have some fun. Like,
Do you think it's how like their parents called them basically the same name just in case one was successful and
Yeah.
one wasn't? Like
yeah, put the
John
same
and John.
put the same names on the birth certificates and just bad handwriting. And they're like, must be Joan. Like,
Everyone's like anymore. I feel like his, and I don't know if I'm maybe going a bit, but I feel like him in this movie should be like Keanu Reeves in Point Break vibes, right? Like maybe I
Yeah.
just want that, you know? Like I always want Keanu Reeves in Point Break.
yeah,
and
because he
things.
plays it so straight that it ends up being perfect for the movie. It's
Yeah.
like the good thing about the John Wicks is that everyone on screen takes it so seriously,
Yep.
but at the same time, no one on screen is taking it seriously, and that's what works perfect.
Yeah,
you know, like Ian
totally.
McShane every time. What have you done, Jonathan? Like that kind of thing. It's perfect. It's perfect because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, and I think he forgot. He forgot to have
laugh.
that little bit. Aye, yeah, for sure. Everything's snide. You know, like Cole Meany arrives on set and he's just like, oh, I don't like this guy. You know, like
Yeah.
immediately arrives in the movie and he's just like, nah, this guy gives me an off vibe. Cole Meany's the bad guy. But I back you, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
back you. This wee snake does
100%.
give me a vibe.
100%. Literally, as soon as he came on the screen, I was like, where the fuck do I know his face from? Ross was like, every movie ever. Like, and we went through his like IMDb and we're like, God, he has been
Yeah.
booked,
He was
man. Like,
Charlie's dad and It's Always Sunny now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, aye, insane. He pops up in everything.
and he's
everything.
always like a secret agent or a police who's just a bit of a dick. Like, I'm sure he's in like Air Force One as well.
He's
do you know
always
what I mean?
just tired.
Yes.
You know, he's just tired
Everyone's
of everyone's
doing his
bullshit.
nutting.
Like,
Yeah.
aye, yeah. Yeah, aye. He woke up just so over it, like every day.
Yeah, like, just a boy away from wrecking the joint at all times. You're just like, yes. Like,
Things that don't make sense. The DEA agent
Mhm.
that they put on the plane,
yeah,
it couldn't have been worse at his job.
no.
Like he couldn't have been the
No.
worst. Like there was no one worse that they could have picked for his job. Immediately bottles it at the first sign of pressure.
Yeah.
Obviously takes the gun on. You know that wasn't just his choice, but then threatens to blow out his co-worker's brains.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, aye, and obviously everyone clearly feels safe around him,
Yeah.
and then immediately just gets brutalized, and it's
Yeah.
just like, man,
Yeah, he blows the cover so fast.
so quick.
Because it's like, I wonder though if like, because he's taken Cyrus the Virus super personally, and I'm like, who did he hurt that is related to you? You know,
Yeah,
like
aye,
I was like,
yeah.
this guy's got a backstory
Yeah,
in his
maybe
head.
we need
Like,
Con Air at 0.5,
Yes.
where it's just that DEA agent's family getting massacred by Cyrus, and him being like, when I grow up, I'm gonna get revenge.
yeah,
Like-
that could be like the short at the start of the film. Like, no, totally, because he gave the game away so fast, and then was immediately like, "Fuck you, Cyrus! I'm taking you down. You're in a plane in the middle of the sky. Like, at least wait till you land, and then be like, haha." Do you know what I mean?
Also, never going to be in that situation ever. But
No.
in every single one of these movies, they always give the speech. You know, it's the
Yep.
James Bondism of like the monologue before, like, and that obviously gives people the chance to get out.
Yeah.
How postponing shooting Cyrus? How is that helping your case? You know, like just pop him.
Yeah,
Just pop him. You're already going down. You're not going to win against the 40 convicts
Yeah.
who are loose and all want to murder you
And
viciously.
they're all 7 foot tall and 7 foot wide, built like brick shithouses. Like,
Aye.
you're a wee guy. Do you
Just
know what I mean?
take one.
Yeah.
Take one with you. You know, you've got 6 bullets in that gun. Just fire them off. Fire them off.
Aye, this is your legacy, my man.
Yeah,
Hurry
aye.
up.
Yeah, shoots Cameron Poe. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
aye.
the bunnies at the back, like, why?
Shoots pure Cameron. Like, shoots poor baby Odell. Like misses everyone else.
All the bad guys just running amok. I'm 100% with you. Off the back of that, how many people are getting sacked after this film? Like, see, once everything's gone down.
Fingers crossed, everyone.
Yeah. Because I was saying that, like, we were talking about it, and I was like, this is surely like a department-wide, like, cleansing and like rehiring. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, how do you fumble the bag so much? And then, like, the start of the movie, John Cusack's like, this is my idea, this is my plane. Who let you have this idea?
Also, why is he a one-man department in charge of an entire plane of like the world's worst convicts?
Worst,
like
yes.
he's one man. He doesn't have anyone that he can phone to kind of be like, oh, we'll come give you a hand. The other guys are obviously not. Like,
we'll bail you out. You know what I mean?
What happened to his pals? You know, like,
maybe he's just that much of an arsehole. His work colleagues are like, fuck him.
Cusack's got none. Like,
None. All these work colleagues just went on holiday that week, just left him to like come back. Like, what the fuck did you do? Like, I just feel like he definitely got sacked. Call Meany, he's gone. Like, and then there's got to be like, I don't even know what prison correctional officers are getting slapped for that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, crack on.
Piggybacking off the sacking, why didn't they just shoot down the plane? Like,
right?
I know that's so horrible and poor Cameron Poe.
Fuck him.
But Cusack, every moment, don't do it, Cusack. He's just trying to get home to see his son. Like, no, it's his daughter. Please, the baby. Like, but
Casey.
Yeah, he's just trying to get home to see his kids. So many people in Vegas die.
Yeah,
so many people. Like, I'm afraid Cameron Poe has to go.
No,
it's the do you run over one person with a train or do you run over 10 people with a train? Like,
and we need to make that choice. Like, literally piggybacking off of your piggyback, right? So death toll in Vegas has got to be in the hundreds,
astronomical.
Like,
astronomical. It's never recovering.
No, absolutely not. It's taken years for Vegas to be rebuilt. Like, we've got like hotels are getting burnt down, all this, like, this has got to be like national tragedy, you know?
Absolutely, yeah, this will be remembered. Like that period of Vegas would be like a ground zero.
There's a plaque somewhere. Never forget. Like, I also want the bit. I just want one little added scene of a guy who's just won all of his money in the casino, right? Bags of fucking cash, comes out, bit of fire hits the bag from the plane, and the bags of money just got life ruined in 30 seconds.
The last thing he sees is Swamp Thing driving a fire truck coming at him, being like, "Who's this hairy guy?"
Yeah. What? 100%.
There's one point where, so when they're doing the montage introducing the convicts,
sensational.
Cusack's introducing Diamond Dog, Ving Rhames. And he says that in prison he's been writing a book called Reflections in a Diamond's Eye. And he says, rumour has it they're eyeing Denzel for the movie.
I'll take it.
If they're eyeing Denzel for the movie, then that means that Con Air is canonical to our reality.
Yes.
Therefore, so obviously that happens. So there's someone out there called Cameron Poe who looks exactly like Nicolas Cage, which is absolutely hilarious.
I'm so in.
But I just feel like, not to get too real about it.
Do it.
But if this had genuinely happened with the plane as a national tragedy in Las Vegas, then maybe airline rules would have been tightened up a little bit and certain things in the future might not have happened, you know? Like, so Con Air might have saved another national tragedy. Maybe at some point down the line. Somewhere down the line.
Absolutely with you. Listen,
who's to say?
I am with you on this panel. This has turned into like a Marvel multiverse movie now.
We're just living in Cyrus's world.
I'm so here for that entire take. Yes.
I really wish someone had went the full ham and wrote the book. You know, I really wish we somewhere had Reflections in a Diamond Eye.
Oh my God, please.
Based on Ving Rhames. Like, based on Nathan Jones's time in prison.
Ving Rhames reads the audiobook. Like,
Amazing. I'm there for it. Like, I will start the Kickstarter.
Yes. I'll get my Audible credits collected. We're good to go. See, I'm kind of bouncing out of the movie, right? I just want to know what the hair dye budget was in this movie.
Astronomical again. Yeah.
Every single one of them has quite possibly, and this coming from me who's had shocking hair dye jobs, but like some of them I'm like, my gal, get that washed, get some conditioning in that bad boy.
Meanwhile, Malkovich is just turning up to set. Like, hair and makeup, nah, I'm alright. Like, I'm sound.
Just
like,
put some of sand. I'm good to go.
I've only got one last thing for the things that don't make sense. The kid in the abandoned pool, like maybe it's a part of the movie that every single time I get to that point I miss. Maybe she is the kid of the owner of the airfield that Nic Cage finds under the car and stuff along those lines. I don't know.
Never seen it.
But if I was their parents, I would have at least cleaned the pool.
Yes.
She is in a pool with a small picnic table, like having a tea party, and she has a rusty trolley behind her.
That is so a rabies pool.
Potential tetanus, like all around.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi was at least her worries, man. She's coming out diseased.
He was the guy that was like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat this kid because death's coming.
Yeah,
like
she's
regardless. Like
It's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing of like people with tattoos taste disgusting. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, tetanus, don't
Just
know about that. Like,
tainted by a rough pool life.
yeah, that scheme life is not for me. I'll take the best of the best. I just want to know, I'm jumping off the back of you. I just want to know what movie Steve Buscemi was in. Like, he's not in Con Air. Like, he's cooking, he's acting, he's like, let me muster here, you know?
And I love his speeches are like the most basic, like 14-year-old on Reddit being like, everyone's crazy for working a 9 till 5 and stuff. No, man, you are clinically insane for eating people. People got to make money.
Yeah.
People got to work.
Relax.
Some people enjoy their jobs, you know. Meanwhile, like,
Meanwhile, you're away chowing down. Like, what are you gonna do?
I get what you mean. Not everyone wants to wake up and go to the same place 5 days a week.
I also don't
You
really
gotta
want
stop
to eat
eating people,
people.
man.
Yeah. Like, I'm not really in the mood. Like,
aye, there's other scran, man.
Like,
There's other scran. Scran that doesn't get you incarcerated.
Jail. I like the fridge isn't empty, and I'm just looking at Ross, being like, tasty.
Yeah, basted his arm.
Yeah, put a bit of cheese on it. We're good to go. Like, see the bit where it's like the Leonard Skinner bit, and it's like the irony that did more for me explaining what irony was than fucking Alanis Morissette ever did. I was like, great, I get it now.
Aye, he's unhinged because he's so confident in who he is as a person, but his mentality is not progressed.
No,
past 15.
Yes.
Like past 15. It's the
he's
same
such an edgelord.
It's the same with Cyrus as well. I was going to try and make an argument about how like Cyrus might have potentially been the original incel, like the guy who's like, it's not me, it's the whole world. Like, yeah, women don't not like me, I don't like women, like that kind of thing,
big man.
And just he feels so vindicated because he's swallowed a thesaurus. Like
100%.
The line of, it's not difficult to surmise Nathan's feelings towards killing these guards, and my own proclivities are well known and often lamented facts of penal lore. Man,
fuck off.
Just say, I've killed folk too.
Yeah.
I've killed folk too.
Been there, my guy.
Aye, it's that thing. You got to take a seat whenever he's talking. Like, it's gonna last.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to jump ahead to like I'm out, but like you can go for a pee when he starts talking. You know, he's still going to be talking when you come back. Don't worry about it. Like, do you want to dive into best kill, worst kill?
Yes.
Okay.
Aye, perfect. Like, you go first with best kill.
Okay, right. So I know that Cyrus's kill is pretty like gnarly on the like ladder, and he gets like smooshed. But I was between that one or I don't even think they told us this prisoner's name when they land in Lenner or wherever it is that's like 50 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
And
the
guy
exchange,
that fucks him, and the guy fucks him over for the plane, and then he gets out and it's like sayonara and like throws the snout. Like, I was really between those two. But I'm gonna go with sayonara.
I was gonna give that an honourable mention because it's the way that sayonara.
Yes.
Like,
I love a quip.
It's the inflection on. He's been waiting his whole life, and he's like, I've got the cigarette in my hand now, and he's just like, oh my goodness, like
the Lords have led me to this.
It's gonna happen. Like, the guy's like, please, no, Anara. Oh, damn it. Say sigh.
God damn it. Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think my favorite kill is still just Pinball with killing himself by climbing into the wheels. I can't remember what the actual name of it is. Like,
crack on. I don't fly a plane. I don't fucking know. Like.
Yeah, but that is so funny. Just purely the scene later on when he's falling out of the sky onto the car is another moment where like that feels like a totally different movie.
Yeah.
That feels like a Chevy Chase like slapstick comedy when he lands in the car.
Yeah, like Airplane 6 or something.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. Like he like Pinball has the best lines and the best narrative. He only misses the plane because he's still trying to chat up a bird.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
Keep your
eyes on the prize, man. Keep your eyes on the prize. Like, or Johnny 23, because he's one of the only people that I physically want to die in the movie. That I feel like Johnny 23 needs to be killed.
He makes it really hard to root for just Danny Trejo in general. Like, I will sit through any Danny Trejo movie and be like, yes. And then as soon as he comes in Con Air and it's like, oh, Johnny 23, and you're like, okay, like no problem, and I'm finding it really hard to
Even
root for
Cyrus is like, oh, this is where I draw the line, man. He's like, this
Yeah.
can't happen on the plane. I'm like, you've repulsed Cyrus.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, you are horrendous.
you. He's like the worst of the worst, my guy. Like you better go
Aye,
check
yeah,
yourself. Like,
yeah. His activities are lamented penal law. You know, like yeah. He's Johnny 23 maybe because I was rooting for his death.
Okay,
you know, I needed him to go.
Who have you got for like worst kill?
So I was gonna go the guy that Pinball set on fire because he
Yeah.
didn't even have a chance.
No.
But I can't actually remember seeing him die.
Yeah, no, because he doesn't. He like waves at him through the window,
Yeah,
like all
aye.
bandaged up. And
So
that,
later
yeah,
on
yeah.
in the plane, does he have an off-screen death? I don't know.
He just fucks off. He's done.
Yeah,
He's so
he's
done.
legged it. Like, so maybe Cyrus. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe Cyrus then, just because the Vegas Strip thing in terms of like at that point in the movie, I'm like, oh, I'm well and truly done. I'm
Yeah,
like, just
yeah.
get this done.
I'm
Like,
moving it. I'm moving it.
yeah.
I'm sorry because I know you just put him as your best kill, but
Yeah.
Pinball's my worst kill, man. I'm like, how incompetent are you?
Yeah,
That's you. Like,
that's why it's perfect. He took himself out the game.
like you got stuck
He's
on
an
a wheel.
idiot. Like, yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, no, my man, absolutely not. I was going to put like the DEA guy because he just gets like
Oh,
shot. Everyone
aye.
else gets like it's something exciting, like even if it's trapped in a wheel or gets your arm
I
cut
didn't
off.
even think about him. Like,
Oh, he was done. As soon as he was killed, I was like, I'm moving on from you.
It is the worst of the worst. Like, yeah, he technically does a pinball. He does himself in. Like, yeah,
You played yourself.
yeah, you were just bad at your job, mate. Like, R.I.P.
So you hit us with like a banger category for this movie. So Con Air Fight Club.
Oh yeah, Con Air Felon Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have done nothing but think about this.
Yeah.
I have literally been going into work being like, my guys, like I've got so
Yeah.
many people in on this.
Who's battering who?
Yeah.
You know, because I would have said pinball. He's at the low end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
But he's crafty. You know, he's crafty. He managed to pick his own handcuffs and stuff.
Yep,
You know, if they
bites some
started in
knees, bites
handcuffs,
some ankles.
boof. Like, yeah, he's already in. Like,
I was thinking like Billy Bedlam, he's out like because like he'd just leave you alone but batter all of your family. Like,
aye,
it's like-
absolutely. And he's the only one that we see kind of, well, not the only one, but we watch him get physically decked in the movie. So in terms of fight, Cameron Poe's battering him all day, every day. Like, because I keep not counting Cameron in this, but he is technically still a felon.
He technically killed somebody with one punch.
Justified.
Like-
Justified. His hands are dangerous weapons. Like,
That's what they say about me on a Thursday.
so I put Garland Green versus Pinball just for like a slightly
Yes,
fair fight. Like
yes.
either way, someone's
the wee
getting
toasty
eaten.
ones.
Like someone's getting eaten. Because I feel like Garland knows like Krav Maga. Like you know, he'll be able to just like I don't know, like pincer pinball or something.
100%. Yeah, like I want Pinball to be like running full scheme, like doing that pure Ned run, like meh, and then like Garland's just like
Yeah.
Tai Chiing it through. Yeah, just like one flick and like Pinball's down. I kind of now I don't know if this is just me, and if it is just me, we move on from this point so fucking fast, right? So I want to see Diamond Dog and Cyrus the Virus fight purely because there was some kind of weird dominant sexual tension.
They kept curbing each other at points,
Right.
being like, not yet. The Con Air version of edging.
Yes, I was like watching this and I was like, are they gonna kiss or like?
Yeah. Do they want it? It's like in Commando with Arnie and Bennett at the end. And the
Yes.
directors even came out
Stick it
being
in
like,
me.
I don't even know. He was like, I didn't want you to know if they wanted to fight or fuck. Like, yeah, and he was just like, I wanted to keep the tensions high on all cylinders. All
good.
cylinders.
So good.
So one of the things with the Felon Fight Club, everyone that I kept asking, they were like, Cyrus would probably be useless against like the other people. But I have a feeling that he has like some tricks up his sleeve. He's not got to that point without being like deadly. So I have a feeling like you'd run at him and then boom, like 5-finger death punch. Kind of thing. But while you're taking your last steps, he decides to give you one of those speeches. You know, he's just kind of like, while you are passing your final minutes, please be aware you have been bested by the best in the business.
And you're
Cyrus
just like, oh
the
my
Virus.
god,
Yeah,
let death come
yeah.
for me.
I'd be sprinting those last 5 steps, being like, "You're not getting to finish. You're not getting to finish." Like,
You will end this on nothing.
yeah, I fuck your monologue. Like,
I want like sorry, I'm so laughing about Cyrus the Virus. I want as well like know how when they're all like Leonard Skinner's got to be the theme tune to this Fight Club, right?
aye, yeah.
But I want like now again I don't know if this convict is named, but the wee one in the dress that like runs up.
Oh, Cyrus gives them like an AK at one point.
Yeah,
or something.
and
And
it's like, oh yeah,
okay,
just
baby.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think they'll just take everyone out. I think they're the
Clawing
silent one. Yeah,
They
yeah.
default have shivs on them. Like, yeah,
100%.
just somewhere.
Yeah, like they come in, everyone's like, haha, no bother. Boom, you're on dating in 30
yeah,
seconds.
ankles down,
Yeah,
shiv.
you don't,
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
done.
even know what
Like,
happened.
Not even a chance. Not even a chance. Yeah. But just for the pure sake of it, I need to say Johnny 23. I'm just gonna put him at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's a scumbag.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's a
Fuck
scumbag.
him. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
wanna. I don't want to even give him the theoretical win. Like,
No, absolutely.
Yeah, don't want
He can be the next guy that
Yeah.
Nic Cage knocks out with one punch.
Swamp Thing just batters fuck out of him. Like,
I feel like with serious mutton chops like that, you've got to be able to throw a punch. You
Yeah.
know, like
also, Baby Odell, you know, like the pal.
yeah, yeah,
So long
yeah.
as he was filled with insulin, smashing everyone.
Yes.
Smashing his way
Yes.
through everyone. He looks like someone to be reckoned with. You know?
100%,
Like,
100%.
Yeah, if only they just got it earlier. You
Yeah.
know? If only they just
I
got
don't
it.
make a your ma comment at this
Yeah,
guy. He'll go
imagine
mental.
the phone call halfway through being like, "Oh, are they still in charge?" And being like, "No, me and baby got it covered. Like, we just got insulin in them, and it was fine. Like the two of us managed to sort everything. Like, it was easy days. Like,
Yeah, the plane lands
yeah.
no bother.
it was
Like,
easy
don't worry
days.
about it.
Like easy days. Like one thing that I should have said, and that don't make sense actually. Nic Cage tells a lot of lies as he's going along. You know, like I was in
Yeah.
B block and stuff, and it's just like, oh, I was in B block. There was so many people, and he tells all these lies and stuff along those lines to kind of
Yeah.
get there. And I get the under kind of cover thing, but he traps himself in his web
So many times,
My
yep.
first thought would be like, oh well, you know, we're essentially bunk mates,
Yeah.
so they're probably not gonna see me. But
Yeah.
but anyway,
No.
added on dribble.
No, I'm absolutely with you. No, because there's so many things that Cage does, and you're like, oh, he's gonna get caught now. Oh, here we go.
Aye,
Oh,
for
here
sure,
we
because
go.
he's telling different things to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, aye. Insane.
Have you got a winner for Con Air? Or are we just gonna leave that like in the air for the people to decide?
I think it's for the people to decide, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, Cameron Poe technically wins, don't he?
Yeah.
He is the
He's
victor. But
murdering everyone.
I think bare knuckle boxing, like I think Cyrus probably has it up his sleeve. I
Yeah.
think so. There's something sneaky about him, you know. I think he loves
100%.
it. He lives for it. Like,
The big creep. Who have you got for worst guy whose hairline's receding?
so I said Cole Meany.
So did I. Okay, cool.
Yeah, gives Cage a run for his money, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Cagey's like, I mean, it's all on show, you know, whereas Cole Meany's got like his wee curls like combed forward, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and it's like nothing's hiding that in your sports car, in your open top sports car.
Do you know what I love, Duncan? You're the second person to think that this category is actually about a receding hairline. So basically, I'll tell the story now when I'm like 10 episodes in.
I went
and
too literal.
I feel like no one gets it apart from us because we're like, ha ha ha, right? So basically, this is when I used to work in the pub, right? And we had this wee manager who had like severe wee man syndrome. He was just a tool, right? I'm not going to name him because he's never going to listen to this, but you never know. And basically, he was walking about so gallus all day, let this group of fannies drink all day, and they were getting drunker and more riotous, and we had to deal with them, and our assistant manager was like, don't worry about it, they're just guys being guys, and all this, right? Total prick.
Aye.
And then basically, I can't remember what it was, but they did, I think they were like caught doing things in the toilet they shouldn't have been doing, right? And he was like, I've been so sound to you guys all day, you can't behave like that. And they basically just turned around and went, fuck off, you're a worse guy and your hairline's receded. And he turned round to us and was like, you got to back me up. We were on the floor fucking pissing ourselves. So like, worst guy is hairline's receding has just become like a phrase in this household of just like worst cunt ever. Like,
Oh shit! Yeah, I went so literal.
Yeah.
I went so literal to the point that I was like, you know who doesn't? Simon West, the director. Lovely head of hair on him.
What a
Lovely head of hair on him.
honestly, I love that we are like 10 episodes in and there's probably people listening to this being like, oh yeah, why are they saying he's got no hair?
I thought this was all based off Nic Cage's mullet.
Do you know what it fucking is now? Sorry.
Aye, Simon West, bagging perm. Bagging
You
perm.
love to see it. You love to see it. I also had Cole Meany, but not for his balding head.
I love how at the start you were like, me too, locked in. And then going around about his hair and you're like, oh no, okay.
I just heard you talking and I was like, oh no.
Nah, he's missed the read.
We have not explained this category at all. There you
He's
go.
missed the brief.
The story's out there in the world now. I also had Colin Meaney though.
Well, you know what? I'm sticking with my guns.
Yeah,
Go
no,
Meaney.
you're
Go
in.
Meaney and Simon West, good cunt.
He's like the most inept DEA agent to ever grace the screen ever. Utter
Because he can't be arsed being a DEA agent. He doesn't want to do anything.
He just wants his motor that says ass kicker and he's good to fucking go.
What a terrible license plate for someone who's that bent out of shape.
Honestly, you're short, middle-aged, balding and fat. Like, you're not kicking anyone's ass. Sorry, I'm still pushing myself about that. Did you have anyone for discount version of?
So I went with the actual movie,
Okay.
like, rather than kind of like the people, because
I'm here
obviously
for it.
we could argue that like Michael T. Williamson, is like a discount version of maybe like Bill Duke from Predator. And stuff along those lines, or
I'm
even
in.
Tony Todd in The Rock and
Yep,
stuff along those lines.
yep.
You know, like maybe,
No,
but
I'm in.
and then we've covered John Cusack, like discount version of a sound guy, like but
This guy's version of Keanu Reeves ever in any film.
so I was going to argue that the movie could be a discount version of Die Hard, just in terms of like the parameters of like trapped with potential hijacking / kidnapping, bound to stay in the domicile, whether it be the plane or the building, based on having to help the other people, being a little bit out of your league, being in touch with the cops for the entire time, being the man on the inside that one agent on the outside trusts, but other people
Everyone
don't and
else
stuff.
is like,
There's a
nope,
lot. There's a lot of kind of similarities kind of down there, where there's one person always kind of rooting for them on the inside, and they know that they'll get the job done. They get bent out of shape, but they manage to make it work. Like they both get reunited with the partners and stuff.
Love
like
it.
but maybe like it's very, very similar when you line it like that, but I'm loading the cannons here.
No,
you know? Like, I'm
as soon as
trying
you've
to make it
said that, I'm
sound
like,
similar.
you fucking genius, Duncan. I also want that villain swap. Like, I want John Malkovich in Die Hard and Alan Rickman in Con Air.
Both
Could you
great
imagine?
movies. Both great movies.
Now I have a gun.
Cyrus falling off the building giving a speech. Well, you have bested me.
I'm so in, I'm so in. I had as well, off the back of what you're saying, Expendables is the discount version of Con Air.
Yeah.
Because that's like your old guy version of like the B-list every act. Like, it would not surprise me if like by Expendables, what are we on now? 5?
We're on 4's just happened.
Oh, right, okay. So
it was a tough time.
I never even got around to it, man.
Don't get me wrong, the first 2 I'll fight for. I'll ride to battle
the
for.
Second Expendables, I'll die on my sword that is one of the best action movies.
Arnie and Bruce in the car together in the smart car, like my shoe is bigger than this. Like,
I'll be back.
Shit like that. Like, that's what that movie was made for. Expendables 4, Jason Statham and Megan Fox. Like, that's not what it's made for, man.
Either trying to add plot in, now they're trying to meg us.
We don't want the story. We just want the punches. Yeah.
And I wish the people who made the Meg realised this. Like, we watched, I don't know if you've seen it, sorry, tangent, Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yes,
right?
The new one, the New Empire one?
Yeah. We watched that the other day. That understood the brief, right? There was like minimal plot.
Nonsense.
Like, that kind of made sense, and the rest was just big ape, big lizard, all sorts.
Death tolls high. Like, obviously, spoilers ahead, but the fact that Kong gets injured and they're like, oh, don't worry, we have a massive monkey gun and monkey fist in this bit. We'll just go pick it up, and the choppers that can pick this up, we'll just go slam it on his fist, and he as an ape will instantly understand why we've done this. And
as soon as he gets like a wee smile, and he's like, yes.
They humanized him so much. He gives the what you like face all the time. Like,
100%.
My goodness.
Yeah, Kong's like beard grooming regime's really good, by the way. That thing's like shaped, conditioned a lot.
And if I had to put money on dentistry work being in that movie, like, no, that low odds for me. Like, but what a banger.
Okay. But like, that's a movie that understood what the audience wanted. Do you know what I mean? We don't want like people like, oh, this is my stepdaughter, blah blah. No, give me the giant monkey, the giant lizard now.
Just give me some punching.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
What you said about Expendables, there was a couple more that I'd kind of thought of that non-stop with Neeson in the plane,
yes,
like just along the same kind of like theme, like the same tone, maybe pure tongue in cheek of kind of being trapped. Another Neeson, The Commuter, the Taken of Pelham, like a remake and stuff. They all have the same pure tongue in cheek, like a pure sarcastic kind of bad guy who's like plays it like absolutely kind of campy to the max and stuff along those lines. And then you always have that one hero in the middle who's like, oh, I'll do it myself, like that kind of thing.
Okay, then.
And I'll always live for that formula. Like
Yes.
they're all the other ones 5 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Like Con Air's not 52%. Like, come on, like,
I feel like, is off the back of what you're saying, see about like campy villains and stuff, right? So I think Sam Rockwell in Charlie's Angels, the first one, is Discount Malkovich, right? Because
no way.
he comes in, he spins about in those boots with a snout, and it's like Sam and says, "Get the fuck up," and you're like, yes, like he was channeling his Malkovich in that movie.
I didn't even realize Rockwell was in that. I need to go back. I need to go back for a revisit.
Charlie's Angels was a whole interest of my childhood. Like, I still wanted to be Drew Barrymore, and they wouldn't let me. I was raging. I'm still bitter about that. Like, I also think in the movie, oh yeah, that's her name. So Tracy Elwyn is the discount version of Leanne Rimes because she sings the version in this movie.
Nice, it all comes full circle.
Yeah, right.
All comes full circle.
I'm so proud of that. Do you have any I'm out?
So I'm out as a category. Like, was it more just like, nah, this is too much for me?
Yeah,
like, I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah, like I'm good to go to the toilet and miss this bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thing. I was like, I don't think there's a point. Like, I'm so invested in the whole thing.
Yeah, because I'm not going to leave at the ending, and that's the only thing that I've said that I maybe have kind of like a gripe in. But everything else, I'd kind of be, if I was watching it for the first time, I'd be super, super gutted.
Yep.
If I'm watching it on the rewatch, every moment has like a line or something, you know, like anyone kind of creeping about the plane and stuff, like because there's even like a line that I wanted to mention, like the Nic Cage, like there's only 2 men I trust in this life, one of them's me, the other ain't you, like that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to miss those. I don't want to miss those. So like the time to go is at the start.
Yeah. But like pee quickly and then come back as the guy's like lying dead, and then the credits start. It's like, dear Casey, like perfect. I mean,
maybe you can pee for the entire first montage and just listen to Nic Cage on the headphones. Like, dear Casey, I appreciate your letters. It has been 8 long years. Like,
See as well, I should have put this in A. See that, like, my birthday is July 14th. I will see my daddy on July 14th.
Is that when Cyrus is reading that
out?
Yeah,
right? And I was just like, to be fair,
such a bitch.
I was like, all right, like, we're put those claws back in, my man.
Yeah.
Better bitch.
It's the way that he's doing the wee, my daddy. Like, it's just kind of like, fucking hell, man, all right. People have kids, you psycho. Like,
you've nearly wrecked the bunny. Don't fuck up the letters, do you know what I mean?
Aye, shout out to the bunny.
Yeah,
for making it solid, making it strong.
I want to know, like, so this is like just at the end, right? And this kind of goes off what we did last week that you might want to get involved in, right? What, if you don't, no problem. What is Cameron Poe's life afterwards? Like, is he chilling? Is he getting a job? Is Casey a well-rounded child with no daddy issues? Is the bunny still there? Did they put it in the washing machine?
I'm going to go out and say Cameron Poe's the best dad.
Yeah.
Best dad ever. He's been waiting for this his whole life.
He's at every swim meet, like.
Yeah, absolutely. He takes a small but important job, regardless of title, so that he can be there for all of Casey's things.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that just solemnly goes through his life being like, I've seen some things, so I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing, you know? So he's just a solid all-rounder good dad. I think they have a good relationship.
Yeah, 100%. Every time he's just a wee bit pissed at Christmas, he's like, well, this one time. And everyone's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
What did your mama get you for Christmas? In case he's like, you got this? And he's like, you're welcome, honey. Like that kind of thing, you know? He's not doing the Christmas shopping. He's not doing the Christmas shopping because he's seen too many things.
Yeah.
Occasionally, his missus might find him in the bathroom being like,
Yeah.
just occasionally. Just occasionally.
He like twitches every time a bald guy walks by and he's like, fuck.
Yeah. I'm afraid Casey's got the cold, you know, it's a pretty bad virus. And he's like, no, not my Casey.
So, I feel like he's the guy that like runs the local like petrol shop.
Yes,
but like he finishes at like 2:30 every day and he's like there to pick Casey up from school, living his best life.
What did you learn today, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Aye, for sure. And he's raising bunnies in the backyard.
100%. You drew me a picture. That is so nice. And you go in his booth and it's just awful pictures of he's wearing. What a wholesome end to this movie.
Just imagine he's just like, I kept all these pictures in case he's like, I'm 8 now, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't care about those pictures.
She's like 18, brings her first man home, and he's like, well. His name's not Cyrus, it's like Simon. He's like fucking tweaking out.
Brings back a pure 2024 dude, and he's just like, actually, I think those guys were misunderstood. So it's all the flashback on the plane, being like, misunderstood. Like, yeah, you don't know what it means to fight for your country.
Now, this is the sequel that we need. Get that fucking Kickstarter up for that one as well.
Well, now that you said sequel,
Okay.
right, here's a Con Air 2 pitch.
Okay.
Okay, it's just a soft one.
I'm
a soft
so
one,
in.
okay? Cameron Poe's daughter is all grown up.
Okay.
And she's so affected by what happened to her dad that she decided that she's never going to let it happen again. She goes into the law enforcement, right?
Okay.
First job as detective,
Yep.
hunt down Garland Green, who's been on the run, finish her daddy's business. So with the help of a grown-up Cameron Poe, they go, and whatever happens in the middle, I don't really know.
I'm
I ain't a
so
screenwriter.
in.
But the finale all takes place in that swimming pool. Like, and
Yes.
it's like, remember this was the first place I met your daddy and stuff along those lines, you know?
Oh my God.
Boom, pure seven themes to it, you know, like the quite dark, the what's in the box.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kinda, like,
yeah.
feels at the end, but like, the hunt for Garland Green, because
I'm so in.
I think that was floated around on the internet. People had said that there was a rumor that Steve Buscemi would be up for that, but when I saw that, I was just like, what would I like the movie to be? Like, that kind of thing, and like, that would be set.
I have
Like-
no notes. I have no fucking notes taken out. Like a Last of Us themed kind of thing, but instead of zombies, it's just cannibal pedos, and then like Seven and all that.
And just Cameron Poe being like, yeah, so long as I protect you, it's okay.
Yeah.
Casey." Yeah.
And like you go into Garlic Green's house and there's just like headless Barbies everywhere and all that. But he's like bowling with John Goodman. Like,
It's like the Red Dragon. Do you see? Like, yeah, these are the people I've eaten. Do you see?
oh my God, we're doing Red Dragon.
So I think that's my Con Air 2 attempt. Yeah.
No, I'm in.
Yeah.
Book the fucking tickets. I'm there opening night, my man.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Just one more soft personal gripe as well that I had with the movie as well.
Cracking.
Cole Meany's character, Duncan Mallory, hardly ever a sound Duncan on screen, and I'm getting a little bit pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Carolina saved me today and mentioned Duncan from Dune, like Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah.
Sound cunt.
Yeah.
But the three
Thanks
from
for bringing up Dune, Duncan. Thank you so much.
I had to do it once. I'm sorry, Ross. Okay. But
10 points. You're back every week, Duncan.
the three that popped to mind just from recent movies. Duncan's an asshole in Con Air.
Yep.
He's the fucking creepy butler in Saltburn that doesn't necessarily do
yeah.
anything wrong, but looks like he skins people for fun.
100%.
Like, and then Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things as well. Like,
Oh my God, yes.
Just a creepy wee beta cuck. Like, yeah, just come on, give a break. Every time I go to the cinema with Carolina and that, they're like, the name will pop up Duncan and they'll see me sign, they'll be like, I'll be like, aye, because there's never a good representation. Like, never a good representation.
I'm gonna seriously look out for that, and if I find more shite Duncans, I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah,
Like-
I even asked my mom on the off cusp, and she was like, there was a Scottish program where he's like, one of them was called Duncan, and so it turned out she was talking about a program called Monica the Glen.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I was like, was Duncan the simpleton? And she was like, aye, he was a wee bit daft, always did things wrong. And I was like, excellent. Cheers for the help. Cheers
Yeah,
for the help.
thanks,
So that's
Mum.
another one. That's another one to the list.
I really wanted you to be like, oh yeah, my mum named me after like, I don't know, Duncan from Macbeth or something. And it was this really like big thing,
Nope.
and it's like, no, it just never.
Nope.
Like, Monica
Apparently
the
a
Glen.
dafty on Monica the Glen. Yeah.
40 out of 10.
Yeah.
40
Aye.
out of 10.
So that's just a personal gripe. I don't think that really affects anyone else.
No,
but, like,
listen,
it's starting to affect me.
I will phone up literally everyone and be like, can we get a sound Duncan, please? Like, let's get this
Aye.
on the go.
Yeah, just geese it.
Yeah.
Just
Just the
it.
one, just the
Aye.
one.
I'm glad Jason Momoa's holding it down for the chips. Yeah.
Lisa Nalgaib. No, thank you so much. This has been like, I've had such
Aye,
a
this
good
has been
time
a
doing
good
this.
crack.
Are you
Yeah.
coming back?
Aye, absolutely.
Sensational, stunning.
Yeah.
Find Duncan on Instagram at Duncan C. Fyfe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bright and Bold Tattoo, highly recommend. And you can obviously catch us on Instagram at 10 out of 10 would watch again. And we'll see you next week where we have, we know we said we'd do something really good, but we have an absolute shanner for you next week, guys. We're sorry about it. Like, see you next week. Ross will be back. Yeah, you'll be back next week. See you next week. Bye.
Cheers.
Peace out, game.